Come here. Move your foot. Move your foot. Hey. Now let's go to this 2A rally. Dog. Taking care of her business right away, I guess. Thanks a lot, dog. Straight walk real quick. Dang it, I can't get it to unzoom here. Alright, go away. How the fuck do you get it to unzoom? Alright, so this is our 2A rally. Bunch of tents set up. Bunch of flags. Come here. Come here. Come here. speaker. Should be like 5 speakers. Stealing cuttings. Come here. There you go. All right, let's go walk around.
Yeah?
Sure.
Killer. Killer.
She's getting way better at shooting people, especially when they got AR pistols.
I am not a Terminator. I am not a ADHD.
She'll eat it.
Got your ear. I got your ear. Uh-oh. There you go. Oh, I can't compete with that.
Thanks.
And you didn't want to come. New best friend.
Yeah. I don't need the bread, that's back.
Thank you. It was an expensive treat. Yep, there you go. Yeah, keep up, man. There's all kinds of Trump shit here. Oh, I can't take stills with this stupid YouTube thing. Hey, you're not getting food from everybody. Here's AZCDL. There's on firearms. Some Pro Pot Arizona people here. Right on.
I know, I can say things to my coworkers like, what are you guys doing? I'm like, what do you guys do?
So there's about a little bit bigger turnout than the last one. Come here. I think this would be a pretty good spot. Get her to quit running around. Alright, has anybody been commenting? I can see now I'm in the shade. Just playing with this dog over here. Be good. You sit.
Is it okay for them to say hi?
Sure.
Boy or girl?
She's a little girl. You're doing good. It's a good girl.
2-year-old boy.
Oh, she got a boyfriend. All right. None of that. You don't know what that is. Nope, never did stuff down there. Pretty diverse, bunch of old people. Not very many kids. Not even like being dragged around. Little kids. Yeah, this is Phoenix. No thanks. Fucking Chinese flag, piece of shit, garbage, throwaway crap. It's our capital over here. Notice the copper roof, because we like copper and stuff. Looks like there's some cops here. Little tiny black dog. Got some kind of bell over here we'll look at. It's supposed to have started already. Hey. Quit walking in front of me. About to whoop a dog. Hey, Liberty Bell. Give me some feedback on the volume, if it's working.
Thank you. Chaplain Jim, where are you? Well, Mark, are you handy? Mark? Jim or Mark? Here comes Mark. We're going to have him do a real quick. I want you to keep it real brief for me. I just want you to do a prayer to kick this off, please. God before country, yes? All right.
Uh-oh, Yankees gonna have a fit.
God chooses the color of our skin, and God chooses if we're a man or a woman. And God chooses our parents and our brothers and our sisters. And God chooses the nation we are born in. And thank you, dear God in heaven, for giving us one of the greatest gifts we have ever received. Being born free in the United States of America. Thank you, dear God. Please, God, watch over our troops and our children and our grandchildren, especially our children and our grandchildren, especially them. In you,
Can you hear okay?
Almighty God, we trust. In you, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, we trust. In you, our Blessed Mother Mary, we trust. Amen.
All right. I'd like you all to join me in doing a Pledge of Allegiance to our great country. We have several flags. We've got the big one here. We've got one here. Doesn't matter to me which one you face.
Yeah, not that one that's touching the ground over there.
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America.
What the fuck? The flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands. What the fuck is this altered prayer shit? With liberty and justice for all. What the fuck pledge is she saying?
Hey, it's been a long day, okay? All right, I've got another speaker coming up here real quick who's going to sing.
That was kind of a mess.
Steve? Right behind me. Oh, here we go. Please continue to stand.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's a better version of the pledge there.
Thank you for fixing that. I'm going to sing the national anthem for you. My name is Steve Parsons. If you would like to join me, feel free. I know it's hard for me to sing the national anthem or hear someone else sing the national anthem and not join in, so feel free to join in. Oh, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting
best day for lyrics.
Wow, that was awesome. All right, my chore, and I'm just about done here. I'm going to introduce our MC and also our first speaker. So, bring it this way. So, Cheryl Todd is executive producer
Quit begging.
and
Quit begging.
co-host
Sit
of
down.
Gun Freedom Radio and co-owner of Arizona Firearms.
She wants food from
and
everybody.
Pot of Gold Estate Auctions. I'm going to talk later. AZ Firearms.
Give
All right,
Cheryl, give
guys.
Cheryl the mic.
Well, AZ is home to her businesses and where she and her husband have raised their family. She travels speaking as a champion for our Second Amendment rights. And
How you
is a
doing?
driving force in preserving the legacy of freedom for generations to come. That's why I'm here. I want my kids to have freedom too.
Spell Judy on me. Yeah, and you spell
Cheryl
Henry.
is a regular commentator
And Ernie.
contributor
Yeah,
to
so I
government
named it
and news
more, but-
platforms, including NRA
You're beautiful, you know.
She writes for multiple magazines.
Have a good rally. She's only not even 2
She
yet.
sits on various boards and has spoken on some of the industry's largest national stages, including NRA Women's Conference,
In retirement, I'm a dog walker.
and the steps of the United
Right on.
States.
Good. Good job to have.
Cheryl has interviewed the biggest names in the firearm industry and has won multiple awards for her charitable endeavors.
You know, I think she's Siberian Husky, but I'm not sure. She's sort of rescue.
Are my camera.
We'll see usually with the one black and one,
All
one
right?
brown
It's
and
a
one blue,
nod
but there
to
she
the
got both blue.
millions of ordinary, everyday women who are warrior patriots, skilled and prepared to be on their own, to be their own first
happy about
responder
being
and to
here.
protect those around you. There's a lot of us out here.
Friendly.
Yep.
We're not defined by who we are as far
You're
as
so
citizens.
beautiful.
We're American patriots. plain
You
and
smell
simple.
doggies on you?
Cheryl, it's my pleasure to
You smell
introduce you.
doggies?
Please have you come up and take over from here.
That is a compilation of about 20 years of mass writing, starting back in
I
1966.
think I'm gonna have her follow me around and introduce me like that all the time. That was really
Hey,
something.
hey, hey.
My goodness, thank you everyone for taking the time to be here with us today. You could be doing anything right now, and you chose
This
to
many
come
people
here
came out here.
and be here with us and spend this time together with
Sure.
us. And you know, your time is your most finite resource. It is super valuable, and we value you for being here. So, as I was thinking
I think she's
about
Siberian
what
Husky.
would I possibly have to share with the amazing patriots, the men and women who I knew were going to come here today. And as I was considering my comments and my thoughts and what I might share, I fell across an article in history.com, and it said that DNA proved recently that Viking women were powerful warriors, right? So the article goes on to say that an elaborate Viking age grave in Sweden holds the remains of a decorated female warrior from the 10th century, providing the first archaeological evidence that women held high status positions in the Viking culture. Right? So the DNA analysis of the skeleton confirmed that the individual was a woman
Sure.
who was over 30 years old and stood about 5'5" tall. So basically me, right? So several weapons were buried alongside the body, including a sword, armor-piercing arrows, a battle axe, 2 shields, and these indicated that this woman was a warrior. And then she also had 2 horses and a full set of game pieces and a gaming board, which suggested that she was a high-ranking combatant who was knowledgeable in the strategies and tactics of her time. So when I read this, I kind of thought to myself,
Quit being adorable.
duh, right? Because don't we all know and have known in our lives strong, strategic-minded, smart women? But it is a noteworthy article because the archaeological find was female. If the remains had been male, the archaeologists
just would have turned their attention to his implements of battle. What did he carry? How were they formed? That sort of thing. And I just came away wondering
Sit.
why
Sit.
are we,
Sit.
myself included,
Sit.
always
Sit.
so surprised
Good
when
girl.
we stop to notice how powerful the feminine side of our natures are? Now, gentlemen, don't tune out because this is for you as well. After all, we all do have moms, right? All of this caused me to start thinking about what my grave, a long time from now, right? What my grave might tell future archaeologists about me. What story does my life tell when all that is left behind are the tools of battle that I used to protect myself and others? Did I use those tools with skill?
See,
Did
that's
I
what happens
ever
when you got
hesitate
cuter dogs.
to engage in decisive battles? Who was I fighting for? And what will history say?
Oh, you need to listen to Cheryl.
Then.
She shouldn't be putting you to sleep. She's always got good stuff to say.
Walking this earth,
That's a true 2A activist right there.
the air, the breath that God placed in my lungs. One of my greatest skills and strengths is actually how ordinary I am. I am any woman. I am that 5'5", over 30 woman, just like Our Lady Viking. I'm a wife of 33 years. I'm a business owner. I am a mom, and I am a grandma. This ordinariness is so empowering to other women who are part of this.
It's like more people are showing up.
Secret sisterhood of patriots. And it is actually terrifying to those whose life mission it is to put others under the thumb of tyranny and big government. The rights restrictors want to have a clearly defined caricature, right? To vilify. They want us all, gun owners and Second Amendment supporters, to be slow talking, have a southern accent, and camo wearing, over 50 bearded dudes. Right? And you know what? Some of the finest people I've ever known in my life are exactly that. And I'm proud of them, and I'm proud of what I've learned from them, but I am not that. I do not fit that mold, and I never will. My daughter, my granddaughter will never fit that mold of the progressive politicians making, and quite frankly, they do not know what to do with all of the people, the men and the women alike, who are so ordinary like me. So when I read that article about the Viking warrior woman, I kind of wanted to picture her wearing polka dots, right? Or maybe a pretty Sunday dress. Her opponents would have sized up her 5'5" frame as having no real threat to them. Her sweet smile likely would have confused them just long enough for her to have out-strategized them, outflanked them, and raised up quite children just like
No, this is something that she wrote. She doesn't talk in cadence like that.
ordinary warriors fighting extraordinary battles, not even for ourselves, but for those who came before and for those yet to come. So among my implements of battle, future archaeologists will find my battle flag of legacy, protecting and preserving the rights and values that were passed along to me by previous generations, being a good steward of history and instilling the passion for patriotism that I see in my fellow warrior women and men who fight for the downtrodden and push back the line of tyranny, and those who would place their thumbs over our heads and their hands over our mouths. Ordinary warriors wearing pretty polka dot dresses, minds sharp with knowledge, tongue quick with wisdom. We, my friends, are those ordinary ordinary? Ordinary warriors. And we are terrifying to our opponents.
Thanks. I don't see that super chat money ever.
Thank you.
It'll be months.
And I see some
So
amazing
Patreon,
ordinary warriors out
like your
here
website
today
store is always
to
appreciated.
stay with us.
But thank you.
And one of those is my friend, who I'm going to welcome to the stage.
All right, I plugged my battery in here.
Mr. Jeff Knox of the
Looks
Firearms
like my
Coalition
thing is breaking.
and gunvoter.org.
So Jeff Knox
the
is
director
Neil
of the
Knox's son.
Firearms Coalition and information and strategy group of over 3,000 grassroots organizations, gun clubs, and individual activists working together at all levels to educate and impact legislation toward the protection and restoration of the right to keep and bear arms. The Firearms Coalition publishes a bi-monthly newsletter called the Hardcore, C-O-R-P-S, love that, report.
This is his brother
and
over
Jeff's
here.
news and analysis regularly appears in Firearms News magazine.
And that's his book.
Online at analand.com and
Accumulation of his dad's writing. That's his brother.
Jeff Knox is going to talk to us about why parents should care about the Second Amendment.
Should have brought a tripod.
What do you about that? You're a dad, grandpa, great-grandpa? Wears a lot of hats. Welcome to the stage.
Oh, let's get a bigger cheer for this one.
Hey, y'all move on up. Come on, don't be afraid. Good afternoon, gun lobby. Thanks for coming out on this beautiful afternoon. I think that here in the land of the free, we understand that we are free because it is the home of the brave. And God bless our young men and women that sign that blank check and swear that oath to guard the gates of freedom. And while they're physically standing in the way of outside aggression against our nation, it's up to us to guard the ideals and principles and promises of the founding documents of this great nation. Just as the gun lobby is not a bunch of overpaid suits in Washington, D.C., I've got bad news for Mike Bloomberg and Nancy Pelosi. If the NRA went away yet tomorrow, the gun lobby's still here. There's tens of millions of dedicated patriots just like you, scattered throughout this wide land, and so too is the government of the United States, not the overpaid suits in Washington, but rather we the people.
They're cooking something around here.
Y'all feel free to join in. I want to read this to make sure I don't make any mistakes. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. We've never been perfect in living up to the ideals expressed in the Constitution.
What are they cooking over there? Some kind of donuts or something?
Even
Smells
at
like
the
cake.
time of their writing, the framers knew that the Constitution itself didn't live up to those ideals that they were espousing. But that didn't keep them from expressing those lofty objectives as their and our ultimate goal. The target that we should be shooting for. Perfection is not attainable in this world, but our charge is to do our best to strive for that unreachable goal, and not just for ourselves, but for our children, our grandchildren, and generations to come. If you look at the original copies of the preamble to the U.S. Constitution, which I just read, you'll notice that there are various words in that short passage which are capitalized. We the people is written oversized with bold strokes and all capital letters. The words order, union,
like she doesn't even care about the
justice,
Second Amendment.
tranquility, welfare, blessings, liberty, and posterity all begin with what would be considered by our English teachers to be improper capital letters. But at that time, capitalization was commonly used as a way to add emphasis. These were the words that the framers expressed with special significance, and one of the most important in that list is the last one, posterity. Posterity is a word that we don't use much anymore. It's very akin to the word ancestors, except that it's looking in the opposite direction. As our ancestors are the generations that came before us, our posterity are the generations that come after us. And we have a sacred obligation to those generations. My fear, though, is that we've been doing a poor job of educating our children about the principles of liberty and the ideals upon which our republic was founded. The blessings of liberty are not reserved for old white guys, nor are they reserved for any other select group. They are the birthright of every American. And they're framed in the context of the smallest minority, the individual. It's incumbent upon each of us to know and understand the principles of liberty and to pass on that knowledge and understanding to our children and our children's children for generations to come. The Second Amendment says, a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. What this means in modern language is, well, since it's important that the people be able to come together in an orderly fashion, cooperatively and independently, to defend themselves and the country and each other in times of need, the right of the people, that's you and me, and everyone within the jurisdiction of the United States, to keep, that's acquire, own, possess, and bear, carry, and use arms, guns, knives, tasers, pepper spray, may not be restricted or curtailed. There's no ambiguity about this short statement or its intent, and those who want to try and complicate and confuse it are simply wrong. But there's something key to defending the Second
not even
Amendment.
two yet.
The right to arms, just like all of the Bill of Rights, belongs to everyone. It exists in great measure as a protection of all of the other rights that we enjoy. As we defenders of the Second Amendment must also be defenders of the entire Bill of Rights and all of the rights and privileges spelled out or implied in our founding principles. And we must defend them for everyone, whether Christian or Muslim, black or white or brown, Republican or Democrat or communist, or monarchist. As long as they're not calling for violence or fomenting insurrection, they and their philosophies are protected here by us, including the right to espouse foolish and harmful ideas. As Americans, we the people must do our best to live up to the ideals of our founding documents and defend the rights of all to bring their ideas to the public square, to open and honest discussion, protecting the liberties of those who might be marginalized or oppressed, to ensure that the smallest minority, the individual, can pursue their vision of happiness, unmolested and unafraid, as long as they're not trampling on the rights of others in the process. We must live our values, set an example, and share those values with our children, so that we might secure the blessings of liberty for ourselves and our posterity far into the future. It's a difficult charge and a lofty goal. We must not flinch or falter. We must keep our eye on the target as we aim for liberty and justice for all. You are the gun lobby. We, the people. It's up to us to raise up our children in the ways of righteousness so that they might never depart from it and enjoy the blessings of liberty from this generation forward. I'm Jeff Knox of the Firearms Coalition. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for being the gun lobby, and God bless America.
She's looking at her new boyfriends
Lived
over
up to
there.
what I promised, right? Very, very good. Listen, as each speaker leaves the stage, very often we want to interact with them, maybe ask them some questions, maybe grab a quick selfie with them. So I would ask each speaker as they are leaving the stage, except for my timekeeper, so I have to give you a few minutes to do that. Head over to that big white wall with the logos on it, so you can spend all the time there and just get to know your speakers and take all your selfies you want, and use the hashtag celebrate the 2A, please. So we can all tune back in and find out.
Celebrate the 2A.
Taken today. All right, our next speaker is going to help us understand a little bit more about why what we do today matters tomorrow. Dave Kopp, come on up to the stage. Dave Kopp. Yes.
So this is the
Example
executive
of
director of the
a
Arizona Citizens Defense League.
taking on the responsibility to do something. He didn't just sit back and say, I'm just one guy.
One of
I don't know
the
what I could possibly do.
5 guys that
Now,
sat around
he
in
was one of the
Waffle
founding
House.
members and is now the president of the Arizona Citizens Defense League. Right over there. He was born in New York, but in 1994 he moved to Arizona to start a family. He spent 20 years as a computer
She's having a good time
programmer.
today.
One of those nerd guys. Were you a nerd guy? Does not look like a nerd guy. Still is, he said. But also advocated for civil rights in his spare time. What is that? Spare time. I'm gonna look that up. In 2005, he helped form the AZCDL, dedicated to educating citizens about and to promoting
Guy here, this
legislation
kid.
to protect
It's good to
their
see.
civil rights. Since then, AZCDL has grown to over 15,000 members. Has an affiliated foundation and a political action committee, a PAC. He has positively influenced public policy since its inception, Dave and his group, and he now
Dang, I
devotes
forgot to
his
bring out
full
my 2A
attention
cards
to
again.
lobbying for
I'm an
AZCDL
idiot.
and is also an NRA certified firearms instructor. Welcome to the stage, Dave Kopp.
Hello, everybody. Dave Kopp, Arizona Citizens Defense League. Right over there. If you're not a member, you should be. But even if you're not a member, you go on the website, it's www.azcdl.org. You can find out all kinds of interesting stuff about what these folks
Can you hear this?
are doing. Some of it's not real good. I'm going to kind of refer back a little bit to what Jeff and Michelle said. Part of our duty as citizens of the United States is to pass our freedoms on to our children. It's very, very important that we do that. How many folks have taught their kids how to shoot? I taught my kids how to shoot when they were 5, 6, 7 years old. And they're absolutely rock solid. They can enroll the Patriots in college. That's the key, is keeping everybody on the same page, teaching them from the start what it is they need to do. Because the Second Amendment is about defense. Defense of self, defense of country, defense against tyranny. And a lot of us, what do we think about when we hear tyranny? Oh, stormtroopers march down the street with guns and they're going to run us off the kick. You know what? There's other kinds of tyranny. There's the soft tyranny that we deal with down here every day. Because there's an attitude, and let me tell you, most of these folks are really decent, nice people that are legislating for us, but there's an attitude that we work for them, that the government can tell us what we should do, how we should do it, day in and day out. We're fighting bills that are exactly that, soft tyranny. And if you're not fighting now, when the hard tyranny shows up, you're going to have to fight
I'll
that.
rent this dog out for occasions.
Fred from Riverside.
She's super fat though. Look how fat she is.
Anybody read sporting or shotgunners or any of that stuff. Fight the software now before you have to fight the hardware later. So go on our website, I said it again, www.azcdl.org. There's stuff on there, great information. There's little tabs all the way down there, right on the left side of the page. Little tabs that'll tell you all about everything. And on the legislative tab, we have one that's particularly good that you guys know. It's called bill tracking. Every session, these guys are working down here to do good and bad things. We'll have a list of bills on there that are either good for you or bad for you. We want you to take a position. We want you to say something to these guys. We make it real easy. Another tab on there, join our alerts list. Our alerts list will let you know what's going on. Whether they're running good stuff or bad stuff to a committee, whether it's coming to a floor, it all comes out of the alerts session. It's free. You don't even have to be a member. Just sign up and get the information. But with that said, we really appreciate it if you want to do that. The table right over there, you can always join on the same website. But keep in mind, folks, this is not a new thing. It's not going to go away. The soft tyranny is day in and day out. We're going to fight it before things get bad. Thanks for that.
Oh no, Doberman did okay. You got to give him a blanket or whatever.
Except for not speaking. Everybody's just right on. I love it. All right. Marissa Hamilton is going to join us next on the stage. She is a gun rights advocate and domestic and sexual abuse survivor. Marissa grew up in anti-gun etiquette and was raised to be opposed to guns and politics. However, she spent her summers in rural Arizona and Chino Valley as a child, learning about riding horses and a little bit about the cowboy culture of the Southwest. She moved to Arizona in the year 2000 and has lived here since then. She concluded her hesitation, addition of her families, deciding to be a survivor. She took personal responsibility.
Good girl. Look, she's going way out, going to potty out here.
Other gun safety and self-defense classes. She is now an ardent Second Amendment supporter.
Good girl.
And helps other women in domestic violence situations. She is the founder of Strong Communities Foundation of Arizona. Describes herself as a pro-constitution, liberty-loving gun enthusiast. And she is here to talk to us about how gun rights victims' rights. Welcome to the stage, Marissa Hamilton.
Hope you guys can hear from back here.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for everyone being out here. She gave you a little bit of my background. I was absolutely raised to be not only
sorry.
but afraid of guns.
Yeah.
I was also raised to not be
What's doing HUD?
and to have nothing to do with politics. So now that I'm in politics and very pro-gun, the funny thing is that people will be very anti-gun up until the point where they actually have to be violent. And there's
He's just sniffing. He's just sniffing.
He was fixed a year ago, but he sure acts like he had a year.
100%.
That's still in him, I suppose. Is that your boyfriend? Is that your boyfriend?
And that is what I had to experience. I was a churchgoer. I married my husband in the church. We had
Hey, what's this rolling over?
everything. And it was about a month into the marriage that I discovered that this wasn't going to be the future that I wanted it to be. And gradually I started seeing some changes in his behavior, changes in the way he talked to me. He started becoming more about power and control over me rather than letting me be the best me that I can be. And eventually, and that
Go to a dog park.
situations we well loved by our church, and it was, and so I was very intentional about it.
Stay.
So I went to a counselor at church and tried to get some help, and unfortunately they didn't understand the nature of violence, and they told me read Power for Creative Lives. That will change you. Violence does not, it is not changed in such a way. Unfortunately, there are some people that their nature is violence. And they don't want
Can you hear
to
okay?
change. And even when it was a situation that we go to counseling, he wouldn't really be very truthful. He was just doing the steps to pacify me until I became comfortable again, and then he would become violent again. And that's the cycle that so many women go through silently, not just in this country, but even more so around the world. And the thing that I had to come to realize was that either I could stay silent and try to hide, or I could change and I could walk away. And that is what I did. And when you hear women that say, well, I called the police 5 or 6 or 7 times, don't be hard on them. Because being in a domestic violence situation is extremely difficult, especially if you're someone that has children. I fortunately didn't have children, but you have to take into consideration your finances, your friends, your family. Some of my family supported me, but other people didn't. There were some people that I looked up to that were very close to me that got upset that I got forced into that situation. And they said we should have just tried harder. And I want to be crystal clear. Violent people are violent by nature. It does not change. And therefore, gun rights are human rights. And if you're someone that's going to go on stage around the country and try to shame conservatives and Republicans for supporting gun rights, recognize that's the most important civil liberty we have besides freedom of speech. I now work at the City Council. It's my privilege to be able to serve all of you as my constituents. And I asked the police once we saw some of the laws that were coming up that are required for a psych eval in order to be able to keep your gun if someone puts an allegation against you that you're dangerous. I wasn't threatened with a gun, and I generally wasn't threatened with knives or any other type of weapon. There was only one time I was threatened with a knife. But I had to call the police 7 times, and primarily it was over fists. And when I looked at the stats for domestic violence, over 8,000 instances of domestic violence were simply with fists. Only 300, about 338 are with guns. And so when our politicians look for solutions and they say we need to have something in place to take away our guns, recognize I'm someone that doesn't want a violent person to have a gun. Yet I understand that usually government is used as a weapon against victims. And things like waiting periods, I would have died. I wouldn't have survived that. Things like a psych eval, that would have been weaponized against me. The threat would have been made against me. And since I was a victim, I may not have passed the psych eval. Because when you're in a cycle of abuse, it affects you from a mental health perspective. But one of the last times I called the police, a female officer showed up. And she went to me and showed me. Gun rights are human rights. And when our politicians go and try to, as well-intentioned as they might be, if they try to use psych evals or waiting periods, the only people that are impacted by that are victims. Because violent people, they don't care what weapon that they have at their disposal. They will just So thank you so much for coming out here. Please make sure that you follow AZCDL. They are my go-to to be able to identify what type of legislation is up and what I need to advocate for. And then also, when a member of the Republican Liberty Caucus, we will not forsake the Second Amendment. understand that it is the most terrifying thing to try to flee that type of a situation. I will always stand firm on the Second Amendment. I will always look to find ways to keep people safe away from violence, but personal responsibility is the most important weapon against violence. Thank you.
That is incredible and powerful. Nobody can express it like someone who has walked through that fire and worn those shoes. And we just appreciate you so much, Marissa. Thank you so much for being here today. And speaking of walking through shoes and being someone that is so uniquely and perfectly formed for the task at hand, Miss Carrie Lightfoot is our next speaker. Now, Carrie is the owner of the Well-Armed Woman LLC. She is the founder and chairwoman of the board of the Well-Armed Woman Shooting Chapter, is a 501c3 nonprofit with 400 chapters in 49 states. I don't know what state is the holdout, but I think we need to make a phone call to find out what's going on there, right? Carrie was elected to the NRA Board of Directors in 2018. She is a benefactor life member. She is a published author and a popular national speaker, often appearing in national media. Carrie is a certified firearms instructor with both the NRA and the USCCA and has certified over, this is a clap line, people, 500 female firearms instructors. This lady, Miss Carrie Lightfoot, come to the stage, talking to us about women's empowerment. What a perfect topic.
Okay, so I haven't had lunch yet. Which truck should I go to? They're all good? Philly? Who had a Philly beefsteak thing? It's good? Are there any hot dogs over there? Pulled pork? That's close. I'll take that. All right. What a powerful testimony, Marissa. Thank you so much for sharing that. You know, and I think we can all agree that freedom and empowerment is on that woman and on all of the women here today. There's a lot of women. You wanted to speak up? I do see a lot of women. A lot of women. It's so awesome to be with you all today. Thank you for letting me be a part of the celebration of our incredible Second Amendment. It's our right that is set apart. It's set apart as untouchable in our Bill of Rights. And it's granted to us not by our government. Our right is granted to us by God, our Creator. I'm honored and proud to have been elected to this country's largest, most powerful, most influential shield of our Second Amendment, the National Rifle Association. But I don't come today to speak to you on behalf of the NRA. I come to speak to you as an empowered woman. I come to you today as an incredibly blessed woman that gets to witness the transformation and the freedom that comes from women being able to take ownership of their own self-protection, to be equipped, to have the tools, to have the knowledge. I gotta tell you, I see thousands of women, thousands every day, transform before my eyes. It's something to see. How many women here feel like they've been transformed with their ability to protect themselves? It's transformational. It changes you, and I get to see that every day. And I come as the founder of the largest women's organization in this country that is focused on freeing women from the bondages of fear. Let me start with a quote. The empowered woman is powerful beyond measure and beautiful beyond description. Very, very true. You ladies out there, Marissa, myself, and some of the ladies that are here for our organization, are this quote no doubt. You are powerful and you are beautiful. Sadly, women are the prey of violent predators. Women are the prey of sexual predators. We all know that every woman on this planet knows that we are the prey. You know it at a cellular level. This physical disparity between women and an attacker, or heaven forbid, multiple attackers, is very real. It's great.
Sit. Sit.
The violence for women is unequal. All women have a target on our backs. We all have a target. The question is, how big is that target? Is it a big target or a little target? We all have that target on our
Good
backs.
girl. Good girl.
Where we live, our age, our physical condition, only makes this disparity greater. These things make the target on our back bigger. There is no pepper spray, no stun gun, no tool on a key ring that can equalize the battlefield of violence. There is no phone app. There is no 911 call. There is no knight in shining armor that can save her. She is her own first responder. You all are your own first responders. Guys too. I know girls are going to be women too. The gun is the only tool. It is the only tool that enhances the power of responsible woman that can stop the threat. Samuel Cope said, the gun is the great equalizer. Let's talk about equality for a little bit. American women have been fighting for their equality since 1878, for a long time. Women of all political leanings yelled from the rooftops that women deserve equality. We're told that we are trustworthy enough to run a huge corporation. We're told that we are capable enough to vote. We're told that we are capable enough to earn equal pay, right? We're told that we are capable enough and trustworthy enough to fight in our great American military. Heck, we're even told that we're good enough and trustworthy enough to run for President of the United States of America. Yet, we are being told by some of these very same people that wear women's equality as a banner across their chests. These people who preach equality as a battle cry. We're told by our politicians who only want more power. We're told by the media. We're told by Michael Bloomberg, Shannon Watts, Moms Demand Action, Every Town for Gun Safety, Hillary Clinton, Mr. Mob. They're everywhere. They tell us that we aren't trustworthy, that we're not capable enough or trustworthy enough to protect ourselves with a gun. Which one is it? Are we equal or not? Think about this. The American gun owner, you are the law-abiding. We have all passed background checks. We, as gun owners, are the trustworthy people. We are exactly who we want and need to own firearms. The hypocrisy is so thick, and the hypocrisy is so obvious.
Oh, she's a girl.
She's
a girl. Yeah. She's pretty.
Decisions that they don't know what the heck they're talking about. They are making legislative decisions that they know don't work. They're putting forward legislation that makes it harder, more expensive for the most vulnerable among us. Legislation that restrict or deny our access to the only tools that can stop a stronger or larger attacker. Yes, this includes the AR-15, which is an awesome rifle for women. Right? We've got some AR-15 owners out there. Don't touch. Awesome rifle. Don't touch our AR-15s. The anti-gun politicians only seek to secure their re-elections with ineffective band-aid legislation. They're preying on our emotions, the emotions of all Americans. We all want senseless violence to end. Social manipulation, selfish misuse, and theft of power must end. The nonsensical and most importantly unconstitutional
I think Siberian Husky, but she's rusty, sort of.
Oh, okay.
Not really sure.
They must
Like you win. She
She's
likes
pretty.
her
That's what she is. Her breed is pretty.
we, and I all of us here, we as your constituents, the constituents of this state, say to you, to those that sit in the offices in the building to my right, we demand that you lead and legislate for the preservation of liberty. We demand that you lead for the preservation of freedom. We demand that you say no to any and all unconstitutional and anti-Second Amendment legislation. Legislation that sits before you right now, legislation that will come.
That's not your jerky. Sit down. Sit down.
Stop condemning
Sit.
women to victimhood. Stop infringing on
Sit.
our constitutionally
Good girl.
protected rights. Stop it. So my brothers and sisters in arms, what's required of you?
Yes.
First, help to free women from a life of bondage to fear, free them from being afraid, teach them how to safely and responsibly use a firearm for their self-protection. Can anybody do that for me? Can you get out there and do that? Awesome. Secondly, get engaged.
Sit.
Being here is engaged. Thank you. It says something. You sacrificed your time to be here. Keep being engaged. Fight to stop all of the attacks.
No crazies.
Show up here. Speak. Write. Call.
Plenty of police.
You've got to speak up and stand strong. Here's one other thing I'd like to do. Stand united. Stand united for our shared mission to protect the Second Amendment. We must not let the seeds of division, the tactic of division, creep into our community. We must stand together. Agreed?
Yes.
Lock
Clapping
arms
for that.
with each other. Lock arms with the organizations here in Arizona. We have representatives here today. Lock arms with them. Lock arms with any and all national Second Amendment organizations to form an unyielding, unwavering, impermeable wall of solidarity around our precious Second Amendment. So you guys up for building a wall?
No.
Let's build a wall of unity and solidarity around the Second Amendment.
There you go.
We have to guard it, protect it. Crap is creeping in. Legislation crap is creeping in. Division is creeping in. We must stop it together. Okay? Time for our Philly estate. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Carrie and I get to speak at a lot of the same places together, and I hate when I have to follow. So, at least this is just to introduce the next person, because you never follow somebody that's a better speaker than you. Thank you so much, Carrie, for everything you do. I want to do a couple of quick reminders. So we have the AR raffle over here to my left. There's only, I think, like maybe 10 tickets left, so you might want to jump on that. There's another raffle right over on this side to my right for non-firearms related items. Don't forget that if you're sharing and posting photos, of course we love that, but my good side when you do it, and use the hashtag celebrate the 2A. Also, as the speakers are leaving the stage, if you'd like to grab a minute or a selfie with them or whatever, please head over to that white wall with all the logos on it. The lighting is great over there. And our next speaker is Arizona House Representative of Mesa 16, Kelly Townsend. Representative Townsend, is a consistent and unmovable Second Amendment rights advocate for the citizens of Arizona. Representative Townsend was the only candidate for the Arizona House Representatives in 2018 to earn an A+ rating from the NRA, and she recently won the Legislator of the Year award from the Arizona Citizens Defense League. She hails from Mesa, Arizona, and represents District 16, which covers East Mesa, Apache Junction, Gold Canyon, and Santan Valley. Talking with us today about the importance of individual and local involvement in protecting our rights and values. Coming to the stage, Representative Kelly Townsend.
hear what she says.
Son, DJ Townsend, join me on the stage. Come on up. This is DJ Townsend, you guys, my youngest. Yes, my name is Kelly Townsend. I'm state representative from District 16.
So that guy's counting. I'm
And
gonna try counting.
I work for you. But today, I am switching my hat and putting on a teacher hat. And what I'm going to do now is read you guys a story. So it's story time, everyone. Ready? Page 1, I'm going to read this to you. Take this out. Okay, hold it this way. Okay. In 1774, London sent General Gage to serve as governor of Massachusetts and enforce these new restrictions. When Gage tried to use the regulars to enforce the rules, locals turned out with their guns, ready to oppose the regulars. Gage did not want to start open combat and spent most of the winter trying to secure cannons and gunpowder. He wanted to prevent the rebellious colonists from having sufficient weapons to oppose his troops. The march to Concord was one of several attempts to secure or destroy cannons that were under control of the colonists. The colonists were able to oppose this raid because they had organized and had a well-armed militia ready to attack the British colony. Okay, fast forward, 2018. Red flag laws give the police the right to confiscate firearms from a person without due process through something called an Extreme Risk Protection Order, or STOP order. All it takes for a judge to issue an Extreme Risk Protection Order is one person stating that the subject is a danger to themselves or others. According to Anne Arundel County Police spokeswoman, Sergeant Jack Davis, the second officer at the home of Willis shot and killed a young man. None of the officers trying to serve the order were hurt. Michelle Willis is the niece of Gary Willis, who was killed. She described her uncle as a person that likes to speak his mind, but he was harmless. She stated that her uncle wasn't a danger to anyone and questioned the police response. Gun Owners of America has been a vocal critic of the so-called red flag laws because of the denial of due process. They view these laws as unjust gun confiscation orders. How many of you guys know that last year, this same legislation, the same type of stop order was attempted here in Arizona? Oh, he remembers it, HB 2161. I'm going to name a few legislators that opposed that. Myself, Representative David Livingston, and Representative Eddie Farnsworth deserve to be mentioned to push back on this legislation that would have potentially resulted in this. So you see the police here arriving at the home of this gentleman. And at first, you guys know the story. He set down his weapon. And then he said, essentially, more law, right? You're not taking my weapon. He took the weapon and this one shot. One guy. One person at a time. The person who reported him.
After the second round, they know where you are.
Who was she? Sister? A liberal sister? Scared of potentially what he might do with his weapons? And so she goes to the judge and she reports her brother. I think it's his sister. I can't remember. Doesn't like his politics. He's got guns. She's scared. She reports him. He's dead. We cannot let this type of stop order happen in this state.
They're even feeding the police that showed up. That's pretty cool. AZ Firearms.
He's my teacher.
Feeding the police Girl Scout cookies. That's pretty cool.
How did we get from the first page to here? How did we get there? They were organized. They resisted. They were together. It wasn't one at a time. But somehow, along the way, American citizens have been taught that it's okay
And now we have a dead gentleman in Mary. I want to know, where did the people of this country get that information? How did they turn into the people that we have today that says it's okay to take away guns? Go ahead and turn the page. How did we get to this? Can you guys see this? What is that?
I can't see. I'm way too far back.
Who can see what that is?
I can't tell. Hold it up.
Come on, you guys.
Hold it up near.
Can't see it? That's Antifa. They've got a patriot.
Looks like
You see
ISIS.
him? They're pushing him to the ground. Who taught this person and this person that he is a Nazi? Who taught him that? Where did he learn that? Turn the page.
Turn the page.
You can finish. I don't care. New page. Why socialists should become teachers. Return to the Source is a Marxist-Leninist, anti-imperialistic journal of the web offering insight to the revolutionary movements of today and the history of people's struggles in the past. We hope to approach the most burning questions of the revolutionary movements in the 21st century with dialectical materialism as a starting point. Our aim is to positively contribute to efforts in building a new communist party in the United States. The Marxist position upholds gun ownership as a class right. Similarly, class rights directly confront the liberal belief that the state should be the predominant or sole trustee of firearms. By classifying the right to bear arms as a class right rather than a human, constitutional, or natural right, the Marxist position upholds the social character of gun ownership. The Second Amendment enshrines the right to bear arms as an individual right set in place to protect individuals and their property from threats. Under capitalism, this translates into principally a ruling class and a petty bourgeois right, since these are the classes that own property, like capital, business, and means of production. Does anybody remember where we've seen this recently?
She's pointing at the little fist.
Last April, coming down this street and filling our yards.
Much larger
were
than this.
People in red carrying signs with this fist.
18,000 people took this whole
If you
area.
read this article, you will read how they aim to transform this country through their teaching of these children.
No.
Last page. All right. What do we
No,
do
there's no
about it?
Antifa here. They're just talking about it.
What do we do about it? Going on in our classroom as we speak, not all teachers, we've got some really great teachers in this state. I heard from one of them today, Lawrence Ross. He's concerned about some of the ACCs going on in his schools. ARS 15-511 says you cannot use school resources
Hey, stop it.
to try to influence the outcome of the election. So we taught them that this last year. A lot of them didn't know that. So I offered an amendment to the budget, got laughed at, I stood by myself, but yet we learned that you can't do that in the classroom. However, they said once the Invested Ed was taken off of the ballot, now they can say whatever they want, which isn't true. The Supreme Court has already ruled, and is well established, and even on the ACLU website in the state of Washington, that teachers do not have a First Amendment right in the classroom to opine about their thoughts on Trump, to opine about their thoughts on gun control. They do not have the right. I have introduced a bill, House Bill 2015, that says basically codify the Supreme Court position, so it adds in that second half. Not only can you not use time to influence the outcome of an election, but you also cannot talk about your personal beliefs about politics or religion in the classroom.
Damn teachers.
The request to speak system called Alice is in this
Oh, it's a
building.
really
You have
nice
to sign
day.
up here first if you aren't already. You can sign up in person, and after that, you can go at home and do it.
It's
from
comfortable.
home.
Nobody's
But I
wearing
put this
coats,
up
really.
So you can see. These are the people signed in for the bill, and these are the folks signed in against it. We need you to sign up on the ALICE system and get your name up here. I'm going to read some of these names for the bill. David Alger, Vince Anselmo, where are you, Vince?
Look at that nice van over there. Hey.
Scott Moore and several others, but we need a lot more. They are organized. Just like we saw in the first one, way back when, they were organized. We have to be organized. We've got to get together and continue to work. The Tea Party kind of came and went. We can't let that fade away. We have to continue to organize, and this is one really good way to do it. So I want to thank you guys for listening to this talk, and to finish with, the Marxist teachers need to disarm the populace, and they are convincing the populace that they need to be disarmed, and they are doing it in the schools. It has to stop. Thank you.
That was fantastic. Representative Kelly Townsend is such an example, I think, of
My dog's
people
begging
that
barbecue off everybody.
occupy this area. Didn't Dave Cobb say there's some in here that are really, really trying to do the right thing? Well, the way they can really represent us, because they are our representatives, is when we talk to them, when we help them with that, right? How do we do that? Well, you can email, you can make phone calls, you can, write letters. There's these things with paper and pen, and you can actually still write letters. But you can also, with the help of the AZCDL, whose booth is at the end of this, it's a very busy booth, by the way, at the end of this row, for all of their members, if you're a member, become a member today, because if you're not, why not, honestly? That was one of the first things Dave Kopp ever said to me. I'll never forget it. It was one of the best things he could have ever said to me, because now I'm a life member. They can help you to connect with your representatives through that RTS. And it's the easiest thing in the world, and it helps keep busy people like me on track. So thank you for that. Thank you, Representative Townsend. If you're not a member of AZCDL, why not? Why not do it today? All right, yes. All right, our next speaker is one of those teachers she was talking about, huh? At this little place, just a little college called the Arizona State University, right? It's ASU. Dr. Charles Loftus, as a career peace officer, he admits to having mixed feelings about the proposed laws that allow a person to be identified as a threat by friends, family, and about anyone else. He says, I see the need, but I can also predict the abuse. Having witnessed and been a victim himself to malicious and erroneous allegations for political reasons, he warns that these kinds of proposed laws will be abused by political enemies of gun owners. So welcome to the stage, Dr. Loftus, as he talks to us about resisting that Pied Piper call of well-meaning and common sense gun laws. Dr. Charles Loftus.
Thank you folks for coming out. Representative Townsend, I have to praise you for my connection has been talking to me. It's the Pied Piper. We have some dark times approaching us. We have a lame duck governor who will do anything to promote his causes. He has no fear of you. He has no fear of you. He has no power over you. So some people ask me, what's my doctorate of? I often reply, I'm a doctor of evil. The reason is my doctorate is in public administration, how to run government. And it gets worse. It gets worse, folks. My main focus is on public corruption. So, the years I spent in the Attorney General's office, you can guess what I was doing. I was assistant chief there, and I think a lot of work to protect you and me and these buildings right here. So there's a lot of political officials that don't like it. So the Pied Piper effect is I want to talk about what can happen. A few years back, we added a thing called Emergency Order Protections, EAPs. If you remember that, there's a definite need for it. We need to get order protection for women of abuse or people in an abusive relationship. And what it demanded was a peace officer swear out to a judge that there's enough evidence to demand a order of protection. Well, the red line law, or the stop order that they are looking at, president here in Arizona, is almost a peace officer, not necessarily a family member or somebody who lives in the house, because they can do it too, can go to a judge and say, I need this person's case. Now, peace officers are just like you and me. There are people that have a red card in their pocket, some people have a blue card in their pocket, some people are independent, some don't vote at all. There are, just like you and me, different things. Most 99% of the cops try to do the right thing, 99% sometimes they don't. So here's the concerns. If I was to put together a case, my responsibility was to take away someone's gun. First thing I would do is look at their social media. Is there a picture of you holding a gun? Is there a picture of you holding it must be once in a lifetime almost animal you get to shoot? Is there a picture of you teaching your son how to shoot? Anybody in your family have a gun? Is there any threats on your social media, Facebook? I'm going to come over there and kick the hell out of you. You know, anyone's a joke. One thing further, have you heard that Facebook is now recording your threats? Facebook is keeping a secret file. Well, I shouldn't say secret. They're talking about it. They're keeping a file on your behavior on Facebook, and if there's any threatening behavior, they don't let you know what is considered threatening behavior. So as a peace officer, I would go to Facebook and I'd go, I want to know what threatening behavior this person has. So they give me all this list of information. I take those pictures, I go to the judge and I say, this person's a danger to society. Let's take away their guns. That's how simple it is. No appeal. Now, in the world of threat assessment, which I belong to a major group here in Arizona for threat assessments, we look at individuals and we try to look at the holistic aspect of whether they're a real threat or not. And it takes many people, many days to complete this threat assessment. It's not just a few pictures and a couple of things on social media and go to a judge. It's a big assessment. But I want to draw a parallel between this stop law and something else that just recently occurred. And this is the Pied Piper effect. Anybody hear of national popular vote? National popular vote is to do away with the electoral system and to just use the raw numbers of votes to elect a president. Okay, so where is the majority of the population in this country? The far east coast and the west coast. Now, how do they typically vote? Yeah. So about a year and a half ago, individuals that supporting national popular vote came to Arizona, and they convinced enough legislators in the House of Representatives to pass that bill, including conservatives. I know, I don't understand how they did that. Thankfully, the Senate had the wisdom not to allow that to move forward. Thank you, senators. That bill has been reintroduced. The stop bill by Governor Ducey has been reintroduced almost verbatim by a Democrat. Imagine that. So now we're facing a double threat again this year. Losing the power that small rural states have to keep elect a president. Remember what happened a few years ago? This is how President Trump came into power, because the middle of America was tired of the outside of America. That's basically it. So we have a threat with the national popular vote, and now we have another threat with regards to the stop laws. I got a solution. I heard a stat just a couple days ago that half of the PC positions in Arizona in the Republican Party are open. What you don't know what a PC is that you are a representative for the community that you live in to the Republican Party. You help out, you're elected official actually. You go out and you help out with the votes. Half of the PC positions in Arizona in the Republican Party are empty. If you're a registered Republican, go to your PC and volunteer. They can appoint you as a PC member temporarily. There are precincts here in Arizona that have zero Republican precinct committee members. That's horrible. So if we want to win with that white flag over there that says in 2020, we need people to get motivated and go out and help. It doesn't mean that you're going to spend your time and your money. You will spend some time, but you also to be enlisting your friends and others to help. We need those PC positions full. We need to register the public speaking, log on, and talk to your representatives. Almost every representative in the West Valley knows me, some in the East Valley, some in Southern Arizona, some in Northern Arizona, but I am known because I talk to them. I complain, but I don't use bad words. I don't badger them. I say, hey, this is what the problem is. Thank you very much. And they pay attention. So I want to thank you folks. It's a beautiful day out. I haven't heard this but yet today, so I want to say God bless our beautiful country and God bless Arizona. Thank you.
So on the topic of God bless, we have a special speaker coming up right now, Mark Del Maestro. And I know he doesn't want it to be about him, so I'm just going to leave his introduction at that, and he's going to take us for a quick 4-minute story talking about God.
I believe in God, and I'm not ashamed or afraid to say it. Loud and clear. I believe in God. We are a nation under God, and we must remain so. We cannot allow the enemies of freedom, the liberals, the leftists, the socialists, the Sharia law Muslims, to take that away from us. We cannot do it. And God will not do it for us. We must do it ourselves. We are living in an absolutely perfect world. We are living in an absolutely perfect world. The earth is turning approximately 1,000 miles an hour in its relationship to the sun, so that all of the earth will benefit of the sun's life-giving rays. The earth is the perfect size with the perfect gravity, and the perfect tilt on Earth's axis gives us our 4 seasons, and the moon holds the earth from wobbling off its axis and controls our tides. And in the center of the earth is a solid ball of iron and nickel. It's turning faster than the earth is turning, fast enough to create enough heat to keep the lava it floats in hot. And all the volcanoes are the pressure relief points. And this solid ball is Earth's generator. It generates the magnetic field that protects us from the solar storm of the sun and gives us our sense of direction, points our compasses north. The Earth is the perfect distance from the sun, with the perfect atmosphere and the perfect temperature range. God would never allow human beings to control the weather. It will never happen, ever. Global warming is a scam. It is a scam. All the design of our bodies, all of this was done for us. If you think there's no God, please think again. God chooses the color of our skin. God chooses if we're a man or a woman. God chooses our parents and our brothers and our sisters, and God chooses the nation we are born in. We live in a dangerous world because it has to be a dangerous world. It will always be a dangerous world because it's the danger, it's the conflict, it's the challenges that forces human beings to think. It's the dangerous world that will test our resolve and force us to find our courage. It's the dangerous world that will define who we really are. If you have a gun and you think you can shoot somebody, beware. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Even when they're shooting at you. My first kill destroyed me. I thought I was a hero, and I was walking on shit. I couldn't believe how horrible it is just to take the life of an enemy. There is no nice way of killing your enemies. There is no nice way of doing it. It takes courage and fortitude and a belief in God that you will be forgiven for standing up for Him and this great nation. Be not afraid to stand up. Be not afraid to tell your neighbors, especially those who vote Democrat. What is wrong with you? You can kill a baby at 9 months? The world is ending in 12 years? What is wrong with you? You have to speak out. You have a voice, and it's far, far better to use your voice and your vote than to have to go and get our guns. Please spread the word that we are a nation under God and we must remain a nation under God. Thank you for listening. God bless you all. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you.
That woke us up a little bit, I think. All right, so our next speaker is Bob Black with the Oath Keepers. He's a representative of the Arizona Oath Keepers organization. He's a retired warrant officer of the United States Army Reserves, having served 24 years in military intelligence with 3 deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan. He is a third-generation Arizona native, having raised 4 children with his wife of 24 years, Deborah. Bob's faith in the Second Amendment comes from his family upbringing, his time in the Boy Scouts, his teenage years in the Civil Air Patrol, and his experience in the military. It is through these experiences that Bob has developed a strong commitment to educate others on the importance of protecting our freedoms, and is why he joined the Oath Keepers organization. So step forward, give a big welcome to Bob Black.
Thank you. On behalf of the Oath Keepers Arizona Chapter Organization, I would like to extend my appreciation to Riders USA, as well as other proud patriots that all stand together side by side, united in celebration of the Second Amendment and the importance that it is to continue to fight to protect the Second Amendment. And that our organization, as far as who we are, was founded really about 10 years ago from fire service members, individuals, ladies and gentlemen, from emergency services, firefighters, police officers, basically decided as such that their oath that they took to protect citizens, protect the Constitution, and to be selfless servers of our communities and fellow Americans extended well beyond their actual public service. And so, in that 10-year time frame, Oath Keepers have been in many natural disasters, helping with all the actual emergency services and communications, using our skill sets and knowledge that we gain from our public service to help fellow Americans in the hardest of times. We extend our services here to you here, as such that if something happens, you can trust the fact that the Oath Keepers will be here to protect Another extension to that, as far as keeping our oath, is protecting the Constitution and educating the public. So that's what we do, wherever and whenever possible. We do go out and we publicly announce and make sure that, especially for the youth as such, understand what the Constitution is. Especially now, when you look at a lot of politicians that come up here and they keep talking about altering democracy, changing democracy. We need to grow our democracy. They use democracy. I say that without ever mentioning the fact that the United States is a constitutional republic based on the ideas of democracy. Democracy is ruled by the majority. And probably what our founding fathers realized all those years ago is that the majority can be led like sheep. You are not sheep. You are the intellectuals who understand as such what that Constitution is going to do. It's happening. And as such, that's why we go out and we do these public appearances. And that we will definitely do whatever we can to educate them as such that we are a constitutional republic, that the founding fathers knew that at given times people can be easily misled. And then they lose their rights, their freedoms. It happened in the late 1930s overseas. It happened here in the 1950s and the 1960s. Jim Crow laws. The South, the majority, made laws in direct contrast to the Constitution. They suspended the freedoms and rights of Americans. And as such, it can still happen today. It's easily misled and taken away by the fervor of politicians. So we have to go out there and educate the public and understand as such that the last line in the sand, our founding fathers realized that regardless of all the other safeguards they put in place to protect us from our tyranny of the government, that the last line is the Second Amendment. And that will be the first line of those who try to remove. That's why we are here. Thank you, as fellow patriots, for being here today and standing for that. We are behind you. And we will do everything to see that. Thank you.
Gentleman who is coming to the podium, Mr. Brandon Tatum. He is the Director of Urban Engagement at Turning Point USA. Brandon is a former Tucson police officer who's become one of the most exciting personalities on social media after making a Facebook video that got over 70 million views. Tatum has been featured on Fox Business, Fox and Friends, Headline News, just to name a few. Tatum was a spokesperson for the Conservative Tribune, one of the most popular online media outlets in the country. And he has an avid media following due to his dynamic personality, his authentic message, and his natural ability to relate to everyday American. And it's so perfect that he's going to be talking to us about reaching the next generation. Brandon Tatum.
What's going on, Patriots? I want you to make some noise if you love the United States of America. Make some noise if you love the Second Amendment. Make some noise if you're down for this country. Now, I got y'all riled up. I want to have this intimate conversation with y'all. I love seeing so many patriots here. I love seeing so many people that love this doggone country come out and share love and appreciation together. Give yourselves a round of applause. So let me tell you something. I want you to understand this. We're in a fight. This is not rumors of a fight. This is not, us talking about that there's a potential for a fight. We're in a full-fledged fight for our rights. People are literally engaging in blows, throwing punches. We need to decide what side are we going to be on. Are we going to be the ones sitting in the background getting knocked out, or are we going to be the ones fighting and standing for something? We have literally lost our young people. It is our mission and our goal as a population of people who love this country to get it back. And if anybody, I don't care if you're in the government or you're sitting on the couch, if you think that you're going to take away our guns, you better think twice. Every single person here, I know for a fact, is willing to die for our rights. I'll tell you what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to go all the way. If it takes some of us running for political positions to make that happen, we need to do it. If it takes some of us beating down the doors of some of these politicians' offices and these government buildings, we need to do it. And I'm gonna tell you this, my mission and the mission of Turning Point USA and a few other people I know in this crowd is that we have to unequivocally go into these universities and fight back against socialism, against the lies of conservatism. We have to do it. Give that a round of applause. And I want to be realistic. Someone said brainwashing. Our young people are being brainwashed. And it's up to us. We have to pursue so the next generation can be solid. So the next generation can carry on the legacy of this country. Our founding fathers did not foresee us not having firearms, did not foresee us being a socialist nation, did not foresee us having government control of everything that we do. That's not what they had in mind. They had in mind freedom. They had in mind of good folks, whether you're black, white, or wherever you come from, coming together and loving this country. We built this country together, all of us. And our rights in this country should be retained to the folks who are American citizens. I believe that with my whole heart. Make some noise if you want to build the wall. Building the wall has nothing to do with hating anybody. It's the fact that we love the people on this side of the wall enough to protect us from violence, protect us from drugs and guns poured into our country. And if you want to come to America, if you want to come to the soil where we fought and we died to build, then you just come in the right way. We'll welcome you the right way. But I'll finish with this. Let us not forget to come together and love one another and appreciate one another and fight back. They want to call you a racist for believing your views. They want to call you out and act as if you're not dedicated to this country. You somehow lost your way. You're somebody out in the middle of nowhere. We need to let them know that we're real, we're here, and we're going to fight to the death for the rights of our country. Thank you guys, and God bless you.
Again, I love it. Okay, we have Dr. Lance Hurley coming forward. Dr. Lance Hurley is an ordained minister and has a doctorate from Phoenix University of Theology. He served his country as a captain in the United States Marine Corps. He portrays, you'll see him, you've seen him walking around in his regalia. He portrays both Patrick Henry and George Washington. He's written a book titled Christian America, Come Back to Me. Freedom's Foundation and Valley Forge has awarded him the George Washington Honor Medal. And so now, talking to us about why all that we're doing here today, why what our founding fathers put their minds and hearts and lives to, the work that we did, why does it matter? So please welcome the voice of the American Revolution, the Commander-in-Chief of the Virginia Militia, six-term governor of the Commonwealth of Virginia, and the co-author of the Bill of Rights, Patrick Henry.
On December 15, 2015,
Mississippi Bowman Plaza, they're dedicated Bill of Rights. Bill of Rights in stone. There was a speaker there from a mayor from another town that said that the Constitution and the Bill of Rights are living, breathing documents. No, they are not. They are cast in stone. Thomas Jefferson once said, if in the future you are trying to make a law, go back in time to when we did these things and make your decisions based on what was going on then, not now. The militia. Thanks. You know, on March 23rd, 1775, I made a motion for the immediate armament of a militia, which carried. And then, less than 30 days later, we have the shot heard around the world. That shot heard around the world was based on the colonists on elections agreed refusing to leave their arms. They were going to Concord to seize all the gunpowder. If the start of the war is over, gun control. That's why you have your Second Amendment. And do you know the basis of your Second Amendment? It comes from Jesus Christ. The last thing he said to his disciples in the Garden of Gethsemane was this: when I sent you into the world, did you lack for anything? No, Lord, nothing. That he who has no sword, that was the weapon, sell his purse and buy one. We always envisioned we would be armed. If you give up the right to bear arms, you can forget about the rest of the bill.
Can you hear it okay still?
Now, we win this war. Now we come to the Constitution. And at the time I said, I smell a rat. Because I knew that Matt wanted a national bank and James Madison wanted a strong central government. I spoke 4.5 hours without stopping, and I'm prepared to do that now. But I haven't told I do not have that much time. Against ratifying your Constitution, I'm just terrified of it. I don't have time to all in, but number one, your president could become king. Number two, your Senate, 1/3 can control the 2/3. Another set of tax gatherers in addition to the state. And I said, if you don't put a check on the judiciary, you'll
My battery's going low.
But my biggest fear about this new document is where is your right
It might
to
end.
your arms? Your arms, or when you can defend yourselves, are in the hands of Congress, who may or may not decide to arm you. So resistance would be folly.
My battery's dying.
A free nation who long survived once they had given up the right to bear arms. Liberty.
It's about to end though. It's only like 10 minutes from the end.
Tries to touch that precious jewel. Now, this is what I said in 1789. You read of a riot act in a country that is considered one of the freest in the world, where its citizenry fear to gather in large numbers for being shot by a hired soldier.
Lower the brightness. Can't do nothing about the brightness.
That's what I said then. Do you know what the plan was for the colonists if they had won the war? Lord North put out a documentary that was very written. What the problem with America? And in that, he said, we must gradually, completely disarm all
Oh, I've already lowered the
American
brightness, thanks.
citizens. No one,
I can barely see it.
no one will be allowed to be armed. That's what would have happened if they had won the war. Do not give up your Second Amendment.
So this was
right.
most.
It's godly ordained, and self-protection is the law. There's a book over here that someone wrote that's got about 80 quotes in there from the founding fathers, all on why you should have the right to bear arms. So it's a precious gift. It's what's kept this country free. It's what will continue to keep this country free with the help of God and
all people like you who love this nation and not afraid to gather in large numbers. God, please bless everyone here. And
Not afraid to
bless the
gather.
Republic of the United States of America.
So this has been the Second Amendment celebration and 2A rally in Phoenix. Brought to you by Riders USA and AZ Firearms.
Mr. Curtis Baxter, who is the president of Riders USA.
I'll let it go until the battery dies. We're about 8 minutes away from 2 hours, which is we're only here for 12 to 2. The last time we had an event here, it was on the other side of this big courtyard, and it was not something that they petitioned the state for use of the grounds or anything. The last one we had was up near Scottsdale, and it was almost this size. They didn't even hear them being applauded. It's a cheer for the veterans.
Thank you guys so much for coming and educating us. It's always a big deal to hear you guys every year. Our vendors, we have food trucks this year. This has been great. I heard the food was good. And then all of our vendors for coming. We so appreciate all the support. And once again, I just want to thank all of you for coming out here and showing your love for this country and love for what we all believe in. Now, with not much further ado, we're going to give some things away. We're going to give away a nice gun.
Nice.
Who's excited about that?
I'd like to get a gun.
Everybody's like, that's why we're here, to win the gun. What are we doing, Mike? All right, we're going to give away the raffle prizes first. Wine stuff. I don't know, I drink beers. Are we gonna drum roll? You know drum roll that thing? All right, here we go. I'm gonna go 527699. Barb W. All right. Nice. Can we have a round of applause for our ticket picker? Five two seven 749 is Shiley. M. There's an M on the end. Is it Shiley? That's an R. And an L, really? You're worse than me. She won a beautiful piece of artwork from Affordable Framing in Tempe, Arizona. Hey, look at that. Modern technology. Ready? You ready?
She won a big picture or something over there.